mean? Like how do you what do you delete off your computer?
I didn't delete anything. I moved a bunch of stuff to an external hard drive so that it is not
Okay,
there locally.
got it.
Because this records locally.
Oh shit, America, great. Trump, how do you feel about Russia, dude? I have been to Russia.
He has been.
That was one of the coolest places I've ever been to.
I've done a lot of like Russia TikTok lately. Like folks, like specifically like Mexicans living in Russia.
There's Mexicans living in Russia.
Hell yeah, dude! Russia and Mexico have a good relationship, but they have they're showing the life of what it's like in Russia, man.
Where do you think, like, what country in the world do you think has what country has sent their people to most countries? Like, what country do you think
has like the most like emigration? You guess like
out of the country. Like, where do you think that is?
First, maybe like the Philippines.
Do you think
or India, maybe? I mean, just because of population. I would say India and China just because of numbers, right? It's like they have...
So they're everywhere, right?
Well, I mean, they have 1 billion people in the country. Like, they have large numbers, yeah? But... yeah, maybe... I don't know. The Philippines?
That's a good guess. They're fairly neutral, you know? Yeah, I would say somewhere... It's definitely like an Asian country. But I feel like Mexico is also a long shot, dude. I feel like, like if there's a list of countries, Mexico's like on the 10th place, I feel like. They've sent people like everywhere.
Yeah, but like, I mean, there's just not as many people, you know what I mean? So it's just, that's what I'm like, if it's a numbers game, it's just like by population.
Yeah, by population for sure. But if you... Oh shit, dude, Glizzy, no, I'm just kidding, dude. We got 114 likes.
Nice.
Glizzy. Oh shit, dude.
Thank you, pretty face.
I'm just waiting for that one day, dude, when someone's gonna be like,
here's a heart.
Yeah. Glizzy. Like, please. Oh, dude. So what's up, dude? What's new? What's cooking with you?
Dude, we didn't do an intro to our podcast.
Oh yeah, chugga.
Choo.
That's kind of getting stupid, dude. We gotta go back to...
We gotta get a new intro. No, we can't copy Gary
The
Vee.
only person we follow on our TikTok channel is Gary Vee, dude.
And we're gonna copy that one person on everything that he does. Well, hey, they say, copy those who are successful, man. It's like, just be a copycat, and I think it helps.
Yeah, I think okay, so you know what I saw on TikTok today? I don't know if it was TikTok, but I saw it somewhere today, and it was, there are these 3 brothers that are billionaires. And their whole thing, they're German. I think you know where I'm going with this, but their whole thing is like they copy companies and they just make it in their own country and scale it out. And they don't get sued because companies love them. Because they just get to acquire so their whole business plan is, I'm going to get acquired by these larger guys when they come here, but I am going to consolidate this market for them. So they love it. They just come and acquire that business and it's great for them. And that's a genius business model, and they've made billions of dollars. Think about that. Just copy what's already working. Why do you have to go try to reinvent the wheel? Just go do it somewhere that hasn't been done there yet. Like, think about like Uber, right? How does Uber get more market share at this point?
By buying the people who are doing it in the local companies.
The
local
region,
countries.
Right? That is the only way for its expansion, or it buys into different vertical, like...
Well, that's the easiest way.
Other rideshare products, right? But outside of that, what is it like, there's no way for them to grow because everyone already knows who you are. So you have to go buy local competitors.
I feel like, that just makes it easier, It's like they already have like the whole, supply chain, the system in place, So you go there, you buy it. Dobroye utro. That's how you say good morning in Russian.
This is what this guy said. I'm a Russian schoolboy who sits in a TikTok at 5:48 a.m. and I don't understand what you were saying. The only way to communicate with you is through index translator. You know what's cool? So I have another account that I sell on TikTok as well. And one of the product that I was selling for a while was these headphones. And what it is you wear them and it translates for you. And then you see it on an app. It's not live. It's like it's $30, dude. Okay, let's get this shit down. It's $30.
Well, I don't know, man. Technology
but it's right there, right?
Really fast.
It's right there. But I think that if once you get a little bit more expensive, that can happen. Now it can happen.
Yeah.
Now I feel like that's like we're getting to the next generation of like translation with AI and stuff a lot quicker, a lot faster. So I can see that happening.
Even more so than before and everything like that. Yeah, that's going to be pretty interesting. I did see, I was seeing some glasses that had the translation into your ear. You know how, they have some sunglasses that have the audio, so you could hear the audio a little bit better?
Yeah.
But this one does a translation directly, and it's
here's
live.
the problem. I feel like, it's cool if... I don't really care too much if I can listen to what they're saying or if I can read it, right? My biggest problem is saying it back, right? I still have to figure out other means to communicate with them.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So it usually just comes down to a phone, unless they too are wearing something that can translate at the same time. Then you can speak in your native tongue, they understand it in their native tongue. When they speak in their native tongue, your translator translates it in your native tongue. Yeah. So that can happen eventually down the road. It's like Neuralink to Neuralink type of shit.
Everyone has to be wearing these glasses. It's like the Facebook glasses with the cameras. Those become popular. But if everyone has those glasses, then they could all kind of.
No. I feel like to do that, you eventually have to come down to a point where it's like, okay, you are gonna do this to every single person going forward from this point. That has to be the consensus.
Like Neuralink, something like where they put a chip into your brain and everything like that.
Yeah, I don't know how harsh that's going to be and how well that's going to fly with parents and stuff. But
that's going to be pretty scary.
But what I'm saying is, it has to be a consensus thing, because I just can't imagine. It's not just language, right? Imagine it's just you become a sentient being once you do this thing, but it's still a choice for you to do it or not. Would you do it? You know what I mean? What would you do? I guess that's the question. If it was a choice that, if you take this thing, you become, you're the next tier of human evolution. And if you don't take it, you don't have to take it. It's a choice. You can be, a human that you are now and go forward.
I think,
in a couple of years,
ultimately, if you want to be competitive and if everyone's
you just become you ascend to the next tier. You no longer have your life, you know what I mean? I don't know how to explain this.
It's like you have no soul anymore.
You have become...
Your soul has become uploaded to the internet kind of deal?
Yeah, you are now in You know what the best way to explain this is, and it's kind of so stupid, is my son watches this movie called 22. I think it's called 22. And so this guy named Joe, and he has a near-death experience, and he's in this limbo place, and you go into the above and beyond, right? And then you just are out there now. You have crossed paths,
you're in the ether. It's not like heaven. It's just an in between.
No, if it is heaven, it's heaven. But you have gone there now.
I see.
So you have enlightenment has happened to you. And I feel on Buddhism and all this stuff, different philosophy, it's the greatest achievement in life is to get salvation, a nirvana, reach nirvana, right? Yeah. And you do that once you become Buddha, once you become total Zen master, right?
At total peace.
Yeah. Total peace with everything.
Yeah.
Then you have achieved enlightenment.
Yeah.
And that is, I think that's every person tries to seek that level of peace. That is it's very hard to reach that level of peace.
That got me thinking right now. I was watching this video on TikTok, and it was an old man who was asking this kid. He's like, "Well, do you want a life of happiness, or would you like a life of purpose?" And the kid's like, "Well, both ideally." He's like, "Well, you can't have both." He's like, "You got to choose one or the other. If you choose to be happy, you choose to be constantly in the moment. You have to be here. You're not thinking about the future. You're not thinking about the past. You're just here in the moment, happy. But if you choose purpose, well, it's almost the opposite of that. You choose to kind of dwell in the past and condemned to always thinking of the future, So it's kind of two opposite things, but two, I guess, main goals in life. In which case, I ask you, would you rather be happier or have a life of purpose?
Would I be happy or have a life of purpose? I would rather be happy.
Just trying to be in the moment?
I don't know if being in the moment for me is what is happiness, you know? But if it's, yeah, I would rather be happy.
It's got to be in the moment, man.
No, that's not true. I mean, happiness does not always exist in the moment. Sometimes moments.
Well, but see, that's purpose, you know? It's like
No,
you feel good about your
no,
achievement.
but moments in time can also be sad, right? Like, so you go into this, philosophical debate about like it is you. Happiness is like it's a cross. You're happy, like you know. What I was saying. At the end of the day, I would rather be happy than have a purpose. I don't want to get too much into this, but yeah. So
I feel you. I was just listening on TikTok, and it was an interesting way of.
What would you do?
I think I choose a life of purpose, man. I think it's like purpose kind of seems like the.
You think finding purpose would eventually give you happiness?
I mean, I think in the journey of accomplishing that purpose, or in the journey of finding that purpose, maybe I think you find happiness in those moments. Kind of like what I think you're trying to say. It's like it's like sometimes you're there and you kind of capture like, wow, everything I kind of planned for, I did, is working out, and it feels good. But
yeah. What I'm saying is you can't be happy all the time. Like, right?
No, of course not.
There's moments in time that are just unhappy. Something sad happens, and that is unhappy time.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like I would rather choose happiness over purpose, because you don't need to have a purpose to be, just have the good things in life. You don't need a purpose. Like, I could be a great dad. I don't have to have purpose.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I could be a great husband or all that stuff. So I don't need to have a purpose. So
is that your purpose, to be a good husband?
No. Those are things that makes me happy.
Mm-hmm.
So I like I like what I do at work. Like, there's no purpose. It's like, what is my purpose? I don't think I have a grand EO. Like, you're saying, do I want to be like immortal? Like, do I want to be like? Here's the thing that leads me to something else, right? Like, in long or short, I would rather be happy than have a purpose. Yeah. And you'd rather have a purpose.
I think a purposeful life is a better choice, than just a happy life.
That's fine. And again, that's fine. Just thinking about this as something that came to mind was think of like history, right? How far back before you are forgotten? Not you, because us, we're not that relevant, right? Like, not yet. Anyways, hey!
Keep watching the podcast. Keep being on live TikTok.
But anyways, for famous people, right? Like, so think about Trump, right? How long before Trump is forgotten? What is the passage of time? So now let me give you some context in here, right? So the United States is what, 1776?
250.
200.
Oh, hey, actually, plus. 250 next year.
Okay, sure. Okay, let's 250 years. Like, in that context, right? When would he be forgotten? Okay, look at so. Would someone be remembered 1,000 years from now?
Well, again, I think it's the context of the person. So, presidents. Well, in elementary school, you had to learn all 50 presidents. So I think you'll still be remembered.
But that is with the notion of saying that the United States still exists 1,000 years from now. Correct? Like, to be like, I guess they don't have to exist to be known.
Yeah,
but like,
I mean, like, there's places like I don't know, ancient worlds. Like, I guess
But like, they did a lot of great. Those things existed for a long time. We didn't exist for that long yet.
Sure. But like, I mean, I would like to think that we did some pretty impactful things.
Okay,
it's like
so you think
the modern democracy. No, I mean America as a whole. It's like I think
people remember America. I think people like Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Jefferson. I think those guys should be remembered.
I think you'd be like on the highlight reel of like the top 10 people, top 10 Americans? Like Newton, probably not.
Like not Newton. Einstein would be remembered.
Well, Einstein was technically Austrian or something like that. Yeah.
Okay, I guess what I'm trying to say is like there are significant people that would be remembered, right? Yeah. Would he be one of those folks that gets remembered? It's not just him. Would like Barack Obama? Would George Bush? Like these all different presidents? Would they get remembered? And I come to you with who would get remembered. So I'm going to throw at you and you do it like fairly quick, right? I'm gonna throw at you few people, and you tell me if these people will be remembered in the next 1,000 years.
Okay.
When you open up a book, you know,
My
there's gonna be a chapter about, oh shit, like this went down, like, oh crap, like.
And I gotta rank them top 5.
Yeah, and I'm gonna give you people over the last 100 years.
Okay.
So I have a 100-year time frame, and then in the next 1,000 years, so 2030. What is it? What the fuck are we?
2026, 2025.
So 3026. Would they be remembered in 3026?
Okay.
Okay. All right. Adolf Hitler.
Adolf Hitler will be
1,000 years.
probably number 2. Unfortunately.
No, I'm not ranking this. I'm just saying yes or no. Like, would he be remembered? Yes or no? When you flip
Right.
over, because now we
Yes,
still talk
yes,
about him. Okay.
Yeah, I think this will be remembered.
Okay. You know, like let's say Miley Cyrus.
Miley Cyrus, I do not think will be remembered in 100 years.
Okay. You know, Tom Brady.
Tom Brady, I do not think will be remembered in 100 years. They'll not be the top 10 highlight reel. No.
Okay. JFK.
JFK.
1,000 years. In 1,000 years.
1,000 years? I
Yeah.
don't think JFK will be remembered anymore in 1,000 years. No.
Okay. 100 years, huh? 100 years is not that, like, you know. Elon Musk. There's Elon Musk.
Elon Musk?
1,000 years from now. You think someone would be like, oh, there was this, you know, inventor named Elon Musk. I don't know if he was an inventor. He's just a fucking
He's an
business
entrepreneur.
goon, dude.
I don't know. It Loki kind of feels like we're at an intersection where he could either become a very memorable person, change the world, or kind of crash and burn and fail right now, you know? So I don't know. That one's a good question. I would like to think that, yes, he would like to be remembered in 1,000 years.
If you go to Mars?
If he goes to Mars and does that, I think that's what we'll remember him for 1,000 years.
Okay.
Though if he gets fired from Tesla and all those projects fail, then...
What about, like, Mark Zuckerberg? 1,000 years. Okay, here's a better question. What do you remember? Who do you remember from 1,000 years ago? Not... Because, okay, think about this. 2,000 years ago was Jesus Christ. 2,000 years ago. Few people from 2,000 years ago time frame is Julius Caesar. You know, Augustus.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if we go a couple hundred years back, Alexander the Great. Like that is 2,000 few hundred years ago, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So... Cleopatra, right? Like, the Thermopylae shit went down. So... That's where we're at, right? So from 1,000 years ago. So who do you really like? Oh damn! Like 1,000 years ago, this guy was like, you know, slinging dick. Like who was that? 1,000 years ago.
Thinking like maybe like King Richard. I don't know who led the Crusades.
King Richard. Richard the Lionheart was that what we're talking about?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I can't think of anyone from 1,000 years ago. No, who cares? I guess.
But also, like, and then I started like, so yesterday I was talking about this, and I was like, you know, that is actually the period of time that is accounted for, basically, as well.
What do you mean? Just 1,000 years?
No, that time, that period in history, is just kind of there's not a lot of documentation of stuff.
Pre 1,000 years ago.
Oh. No. There's documentation from 2,000 years ago. 1,000 years ago, there's not a lot of documentation.
Oh, it's like it kind of like...
It's the Dark Ages, right? Like, shit was just not recorded. The church controlled a lot of stuff, a lot of, like...
Yeah.
You know, message was very, like... You know, like, I guess what is that guy that invented the printing press? Gutenberg?
Gutenberg, yeah.
Gutenberg, right? Like, I think he is probably, like, that guy. I don't know. Maybe some pope. I don't know what pope, but I guess there's probably like some John Paul, you know, Vincent, someone out there that's like.
There was a John Paul that did, yeah.
But outside of that, you don't really remember like 1,000 years ago, right? Think about it. That's a long passage of time if you really think about it, you know.
And this Gutenberg.
Because that's 1,000 years ago. Genghis Khan is only 800 years ago. Think about that.
Yeah. I was thinking like France, like the aristocrats, like Marie Antoinette, but that was only 200. Like that's less than the American Revolution, almost. Yeah.
Right. So like the passage of time is like it's crazy. Like here's one of the things that like that that let you really, like, it's just like a trippy thought was like, how many generations? So there's if you go back, how many generations do you think you would cover the entire population that has ever existed on Earth?
What? What? How many generations do you need to cover the entire population on Earth?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
So think of it like, I'm probably not asking this properly. So
I did read a weird thing the other day that it was like a guy, it was like an interview on YouTube. I don't even know where it was, but it was like from 2005 or something like that, or 2015. And he was all like, man, we today in the world we have 6 billion people. 20 years ago we only had 3 billion. And I'm thinking to myself like, man, now we have 9 billion.
Is that true? Is that a true thing?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
It's a lot of people.
Let's say if you draw a family
3
tree, right?
billion people.
So let's say how many people has ever existed in the history of Earth, you think?
That has like been born and died?
Yeah. 100 billion? Does that seem like a
I feel like that's reasonable.
That's reasonable. Okay, let's just say it's 100 billion, right?
Yeah.
So let's say you draw a tree, a family tree that goes down from Oscar all the way up. And it has every single people on Earth. Because it's essentially
every single human being. Yeah.
No, because think about it. I'm like, now you go back all the way, because you have to essentially start. Everybody had to start from a singular place, right?
Well, you would think, but
not just us, like, right, like.
What do you mean?
like, okay. There's a group of monkeys that fucking like matured into like people, or there's Adam and Eve. Those are the two theories that prevail in our modern society. Like, whatever you want to believe, you could be a faith person, or you could be a... And when I say Adam and Eve, you could be like, Muslim, Jewish. You could be any ethnicity, any culture, like any religion. I'm just saying, like, there's a faith-based one where you just believe, like...
We are a representation
something happened.
of God. Yeah.
Something happened and God just put us on Earth. Or there is an idea of science where it's like, okay, like, something happened, monkey, something people. Bam. Like, so there's two theories, right?
Yeah.
So which one do you believe?
Well, I mean, I believe in evolution.
Okay, that's fine. I don't want to put you on the spot. You can believe.
No, I believe in God as well.
You can believe
God-fearing man, but I do believe in the theory of like.
And that's fine. You can believe in whatever you want. What I'm trying to say is, let's say after the evolution, after these monkeys turned into humans at some point, the humans population settlement got started. The first humans were there, right? So from that point forward to now, how many generations have passed? Given that we're calculating that there's 100 billion people to have ever existed. So you can do the math backwards. Something equals 100 billion, right? Some of all the people that have died should equal 100 billion from that time forward, right? Because they were the first. So if you count them all the way down to now, 100 billion people have died. That's what we are saying.
Kind of. I mean, 100 billion people isn't it like in a synchronous order. You know what I mean? It's not like one generation person dies and the next generation.
No, I'm just saying all total. Like, it could be a 200 billion, whatever that like that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, how many generations do you think it would take from that point forward to like?
Well, what do we consider like the beginning of time? I guess like.
Humans have been around for 10,000 years. I think that's give or take
the estimate. So 10,000 years, and a generation now is technically what, like 80 years. But I imagine in the past,
a generation is like 30 years. I think.
Is it generation?
Look it up.
Well, what do you consider a generation? What is considered?
What are you typing?
A generation.
What?
Dude, it got me. I don't know what happened. A generation is generally understood as a group of people born and living around the same time.
What is a time frame? Okay, 20 to 30 years. Okay, let's just do 30 years. So do 30 divided by that...
you mean
10,000, sorry. 30 divided by 10,000. 10,000 divided by 30.
333.
So 333...
Generations.
So... You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's a lot. There's a lot of generations. That's a lot of history that we don't know about. You know, if you think about it.
I mean, when did we start? So let's say it started 10,000 years ago.
Well,
Like-
modern ancient Greece was the first to kind of
What was it?
take notes. Apparently.
Nah.
Well, what is the first civilization? It
Greece?
was like
Isn't Greek
modern day
older?
Syria.
Yeah, I think those guys were the first ones.
But I don't think we have much of like the recorded history.
Like Hammurabi, like Egypt. Egypt is
Oh
the
no!
pyramids are 5,000 years old now. Or is the pyramid 5,000 years old? Or the pyramids were built in 5,000 BC. What is it?
No, this makes it's about 4,600 to 4,800 years old. The pyramids. First,
Did one of the episodes we talk about like the Great Wall of China?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. Think about that. That took so many years to build. How long do you think the pyramids took to build? And that was like almost 2,000 years after that.
Yeah. Sumer was technically the earliest known civilization, located in the historical region of southern
Iraq,
Mesopotamia. Yeah, modern day Iraq.
Yeah, okay.
The cradle of civilization. Ooh, that sounds cool.
You ever think about you wanted to be like a fucking treasure hunter?
Indiana Jones? Fuck.
Yeah, like a
hell
treasure
dude.
hunter, dude. Like, you're out there, it's like just looking at maps, going up some places. Like,
Looking at my compass.
yeah, there's like, like you are onto something. You're about to find the motherfucking Sir Francis Drake's treasure.
Call
dude.
me
Like,
Nicolas Cage, man. I'm about to find the
What do you think? I believe there's actual treasures on like the Caribbeans. Ships that like got murked. Like, you gotta think about like the great pirate era, right? There was a time where like pirates roamed. Like, like that's a real thing. Like,
I think for sure, like parts of Asia, like the islands in Asia, have a lot. I mean, you're right.
like in Singapore, like Philippines, but I think even the Caribbeans. I think
those are big hub spots of like the pirates, like you say, yeah. But I don't know.
the Navy hunted the pirates down, dude. The British Royal like Navy hunted the pirates down.
Yeah.
That was like a big thing.
Yeah.
They were like loot like merchants and like ships.
Dude,
and stuff.
they ruled the water essentially.
Yeah.
But that's what made the British Empire so powerful, because they protected the sea, they protected the water.
Yeah.
They protected trade.
I think that's one of the main reasons why U.S. is so dominant too.
Yeah,
Like, we have just such a strong naval like.
Well, it's because we could deploy our military anywhere in the world in less than 24 hours.
And that and then I feel like we don't have to worry about like the defensive approach as much. Like, I feel like we don't have to worry about Mexico or Canada too much, right? Like, I think Mexico is the only one you really have to worry about. Like, I don't think Canadians are trying to like fucking.
I don't know, man. They're looking pretty angry. They just elected the new president. I forget his name, but he's pretty hard against Trump. He's riling up the people to be upset about it. So,
but what are you gonna do? Like, what do you don't want to like create hostility with the United States? Like, I feel like it's not a.
yeah. Well, yeah, it's a tough dance, right? You got to show that you're tough while simultaneously not causing drama. It's like you can't be a pushover, but you don't want to actually start a fight because they punch hard.
Yeah, no, that's true.
So it's like I don't know.
What do you think of the tariffs, dude? What do you think of the tariffs?
I think it's like a mukbang. It's a mukbang of tariffs.
Nah, dude, you can't talk about that.
It's against the rules.
It's against the rules, dude. What do you think of tariffs?
Dude, I think tariffs are gonna be. I don't know, how do I say this? Tariffs are bad.
Okay, so what I met you in college. We were undergrad in our economics class. I think that's what it was, right? Like, yep. And I'm not like I don't have a PhD or anything, but I think I understand something. I don't want to say like
a little bit.
I think I know a little
bit in
bit
economics. Yeah, you could at least say hey.
I think I could have gone up and try to get my like graduate degree or something. I think I could have pursued that, but again, I didn't.
You don't want to become an economist.
Yeah, but I think basic like on that basic economic level, right? Like, tariffs don't work. Like a blanketed tariff don't work, right?
I don't think I don't like in the way he's using it, like as a form of aggression. Like I see it as a form of protection for
No,
certain markets, but you almost have,
no,
again, be kind of like soft about it. Like,
no. You can
don't
do
tell
like
anybody that
no.
we're
You can
doing,
you can
it's
do like you can do targeted tariffs on certain goods,
yeah,
and that's pretty much like that's what you should do. But doing a blanket tariff on all goods is not a good economical idea because people just don't think about, oh, it'll bring it will bring jobs back to the states. Okay, like that's fine. It can bring jobs. Let's say manufacturing jobs. Let's say it brings car manufacturing jobs back. But guess what? We don't produce steel. We don't produce other cost of goods that go into making that said manufactured product. So like doing a blanketed tariff just hurts overall, right? Like
yeah,
so you have to be really careful in terms of like how to set up tariffs properly. And again, the second thing is like, dude, at this point, if a company has to come back and build in the United States again, why wouldn't they just build robots? Like if I had to build a brand, because I feel like you're not bringing jobs back. They're gonna be like just be done. They will invest in robots to have like, okay, like we have to be here. Then might as well just like build infrastructure using like AI and robots and not really have to like
pay the labor.
pay for labor.
Yeah,
Long term, will make more money.
Unionize folks, and I had to pay them
Right, right. So
$100 an
like that's
hour and
another like
everything.
thing. Like, but yeah, I mean, we'll see, dude.
The only thing that makes me, just to play devil's advocate, is like I mean, obviously in school that's what they teach you, right? Like they obviously say like, no, tariffs do not. I mean, but they kind of teach you globalization is the answer, right? You don't go to war with
It's
people who you
not
trade
it's,
with.
the
It's
whole
like,
concept of capitalism is based on the idea of free market,
yeah,
right? Like you cannot have a free market if government is imposing tariffs, right? And the idea of a free market is you are getting the whole thing is the consumer should only be thinking about how do I get the cost of good to me at the cheapest price,
yeah,
right? And only way for that to happen is for whoever makes it to make it at the cheapest price for them to sell it and still make profit, right? Where those two things meet is when you get like an equilibrium product. And for whatever it is, over the past discrepancy of wage, China having 1 billion people, whatever that is, right? Like they have been able to be the manufacturing hub of the world for so many years. And they have mastered the manufacturing game. The cost to manufacture is lower in China, just what it is. You know? So that's what they focused on, and we did not. We focused on, hey, we are going to build high value things like software, something like just this digital footprint, right? Like, and
comparative advantage, right?
comparative advantage,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So also, like, at the end of the day, it comes down to that kind of stuff. But again, I just.
And I agree with you. Yeah, it's like, but it's like, I guess like at the same token, a part of me in the back of my mind to play devil's advocate is like, again, because the logic is there and it makes sense. We've all been taught that, obviously that's the way, right? And no one has technically kind of really tested or argued against it in a proper way, at least that I've seen, of like the benefits of tariffs. So I'm wondering if it being put into action, it's like everything else is a test. Democracy a test, communism is a test. It's like there's no true thing of everything exists. It's like is this a test of that idea that hey, can tariffs work? Again, last time we used tariffs, we fell into a Great Depression like this. Like widespread tariffs like that.
Yeah, I mean, end of the day, I feel like.
Not the only factor, but
Like I think there is there is a certain level of cooling off. I think the economy needs, right? And I think part of this whole thing is like, okay, like you need to shrink. You need to rates come down. Like here's the thing, right? At the end of the day, what people need to understand is, I think as a president of the United States, there's few things that will really help you get the voters and the people to say, oh, damn, you're doing the right thing. One is if you're making sure that you can buy the American dream, you can buy the home, is something that's like, hey, like if I'm able to achieve that for the common man, I have become a good president, whatever, right? Like that's what people will see.
Grow like the middle class kind of thing.
Right?
Yeah.
And the only way to do that, sad as it is just fucking tank the economy, dude. Rates will come down, right? You will buy homes again.
Yeah.
And like end of the day, like, you know, like it gives a little reset, you know, like I think like eventually rates come down, money comes back in, and people start to like, it fixes everything at the end of the day, like, you know? Like,
You just got to make sure you accumulate cash right now and have that readily available. That way when it dips, you're not a victim of it and you could take advantage of it kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah. And like a buddy of mine got laid off today. He like hit me up and he said he got laid off. And I was like, and it got me thinking. I was like, dude, you got to get a job that has to do something in like AI, like, or like, I think security and AI like go hand, like, you know, like I think those are two like fields that are neck to neck. But I feel like if you're just working for a plain SaaS company, like, you know, someone's going to build that application if you guys are not already building it and put AI in it. You know, that's the play right now. You know, like Salesforce is doing like Agent Force?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so like, you know, they're doing a massive push on like...
Every big company, Notion, every company has an AI aspect, an AI arm to it now, and which is, again, yeah, I think maybe making it harder actually competitively for other companies to kind of get into the space now and everything like that. You know, it's because these things are able to do it kind of inherently. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be crazy to see, but I don't know. I want to give an update on my photo booth, man. So if you're just tuning in,
no one's tuning in, dude. Oh, we got one dude. What's up, dude? If you're listening in, you can say hi.
Do we got a bunch of followers on TikTok? What are you talking about?
Dude, yeah, this thing is doing pretty well. Anyways, photo booth rental.
Photo booth rental near me. Photo booth rentals has finally
launched.
Look us up on Google.
This is not a us thing. This is just an Oscar venture.
This is just me and my girlfriend. But check it out. Leave a nice review on Google. Check out the website. Give us some traffic. Give us some
business
feedback.
Consultant,
you know?
Dude. My rate is $400 an hour.
That's why I haven't asked you anything, man. It's like you're out of my. I'm looking for the guy who charges me $40 for the day.
That's funny.
I'm gonna go to Home Depot.
You saw that thing I sent you, right? I was going off on my phone when I texted you. There was like 100 things. Anyways, you saw that thing on Fiverr?
Yeah, about the leads. I actually did buy 50.
Hey, see what I mean?
Yeah.
Just make it easy. Here's a business idea, and anyone can do this type of business, right? Like, and similar to what you're doing, and I'll let you finish your story. But again, in similar to your cases, like no one has a wedding tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right? You have to take that into your advantage. So you can literally just pop up a business, put it on Zillow, put it on Yelp, put it on Google, put it on all the social media platforms, start posting like, you know, content that already exists, like from, buy some content. Like, I don't know, buy some content from like some photo companies of like that stuff and put it on, make it look pretty.
I use free stock photos.
Yeah,
so
use stock photos and then put a couple ads. Get Yelp, you know, put that shit up there.
That's what I had to do. Like right now, so I have all the socials. I had to do the Yelp, and find all of those kind of little subsidiary kind of niche apps. You know what I mean? To find that people use to find those things. And
then you have a business without really spending anything. And once you get a booking, then buy the product.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like then you're like, oh, cool. Like I feel like you like typically when people get married, they're looking at things like 6 months out.
Yeah.
Like photo booth. So like you can buy the photo booth like 2 months out, you know? You can have like 4 things booked. You know, like you can have this shit paid before you even have like your first wedding booked.
The only fear is if like technically we also do birthdays and we do other events, so it's like they can technically book us like within like 3 days. So we have to be prepared for those moments. You're not a
party rental place. You're not like a bounce house, dude. Like if someone is renting, especially in Temecula, if they're renting a photo booth rental, it is for a wedding. Like a 99% time, like what?
I'm also targeting like corporate events and stuff.
Yeah, but like just stick to weddings first. Like, that's your prime target.
Money.
That's your prime. Like, I like money. Ah,
show me the money. As
all right. What's the update, dude? Okay. Near me photo booth rental.
So near me photo booth rentals, we're updating. I'm following Bibhor's advice. Let's pop it up and try to get as many bookings as we can possibly before we actually buy the photo booths. Outside of what Bibhor said right now, I think it's also like a form of social proof. We're kind of just like you're confirming the concept. Hey, will this business work and can I market it? And if you could do it within a month or 2 months, I think
you got money. Dude.
Yeah, I think you're onto something. You know, it's
yeah.
So that's the goal. I'm trying to at least get a booking. Right now, I'm trying to take an approach of like Curious George. You know what I mean? Like I'm reaching out to venues and their event managers and just kind of asking like, hey, you know what? Where do you see opportunities? Where are photo booth rentals failing, and where do you think they're doing like a great
They're
job?
not going to answer that question. Dude.
I don't know, but I like if I send 100 emails and I get like 2 back, I think I'll be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, or just say, hey, I do photo booth rental. Here's my business card, and I'll give you guys.
Well, you see, I'm trying to go with a bit like a relationship approach.
You say, lady, if you give me a business, I'll give you a $50 Amazon gift
I'll give
card.
you Bop.
Okay, no. Cancel. That's wrong podcast. This is not that Bob house. Like, wrong podcast.
Yeah. This is Bibhor and Oskar Podcast, not Bob Podcast.
I feel like that name should have been trademarked like back in college.
Dude, we should have trademarked that, man.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like and these sleuths wouldn't be on it. You know?
You think it would have become us famous though if we would have trademarked it?
Yeah, and then we sue them. Like, bam, dude.
We just take all their money for I don't know, for whatever reasons we could find necessary and deemable.
We one of the jobs that I was working a while back is, so I did M&A for like 3 years, and when we bought this business, we did not know the business had what it's called a patent troll.
A patent troll? Oh, someone who just kind of goes around and sues everybody who tries to infringe on the patent.
No. So what this was is this guy had built a similar product and patented it. Uh-huh. He just hadn't done a patent. So basically what this is you can't sell the company without paying off the patent. So he has a price. So basically you can't do a transaction. It's a cock block.
I see.
And so then we had to pay him like $80,000.
Just for him to release the license.
No, we bought the patent for $80,000.
Oh, you bought it off him entirely.
Yeah, and it was just like, dude, we couldn't sell the business because he had proven that there was a patent infringement on his product.
Yeah.
And all it was, he copied something and he patented it before we patented. You know what I'm saying? Like that product had art. Like it's just like.
That reminds me of the folks who like buy the website addresses when they expire. Like what do they do? I think they did that to Tesla or something like that, or they did it to somebody who someone wasn't on it and they let it expire. And they bought it, and they had to buy it back for like $30,000. Maybe it was eBay or something like bullshit. Like, excuse my French, but something like that. Dude, but some people do that. They'll just hunt websites, and they'll be on the lookout for when it expires and buy it, and then the people need it back, right? So you're kind of forced to buy it.
Yeah, I mean, there's money to be made. People will figure out a way to make that money, dude.
Photo booth rentals. Speaking of that. As a normal topic that we cover, ChatGPT creates a business idea, so we could give you all easy business ideas to work with. Let's see what we could do. All right. So I think last week we had, what was it, like a mobile influencer photo booth area, so you could kind of take pictures of influencers and bring the studio to them, kind of thing. Yeah. Okay, good idea. This week, side gig concept.
Before you do that, I just remember something. I saw this thing on it's a funny quote of the day, and it takes you 12 years to make $1 million or something like that, and you only get 10 years if you rob $1 million from a bank. 10 years in prison. Follow me for financial advice.
You just got to make sure you had the $1 million, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. Side gig concept. Fleet Clean. All right, so it's a mobile, eco-friendly car detailing for offices and luxury homes. All right. So Fleet Clean is a mobile car detailing service focused on eco-friendly waterless detailing offered on-site at corporate campuses, apartment complexes, and high-income residential areas. The service solves time and convenience issues for professionals and property managers while riding the wave of sustainability. Why does this work, you ask? Well, high demand, high margin industry, has a low overhead and startup cost. Services and are subscription friendly, so you could charge it bi-weekly, monthly.
Go back up. Okay, so what is like? So it's a mobile car detailing service. What is this eco-friendly thing? Is this BS? Okay, that's just like something.
Well, you're water saving, man. You got to bring in your own water. You're not using the hose.
Most people do that.
Well, they don't really market it well. You know, people, when I think of the detailing guy, I think, man, that guy's using a lot of water to detail my car. That's why
they bring their own vacuum and they bring their own water.
But not water.
They bring their own water. This guy I use, he brings his own water. What are you talking about?
Well, that's what he probably stole his idea. Like, how much you pay that guy?
$60.
There you go. He probably does 5 cars a day. Look at that. Look, it says this one, $75, 10 a week, $750 a week, right? If your guy's doing 3 a day, 15 a week he's doing.
What is the cost? I feel like there's products you gotta buy. There's like cost of marketing.
We don't worry about cost. Your total cost investment needed is $28,000.
All right. So for everyone listening, would I do this business? No, I would not do this business.
Dude, you could expect a 65% gross profit margin.
I feel like here's the thing, right? Like if you want to start a car washing business, right? Think about
detailing.
Car detailing business. Okay, let's start a car detailing business, right? A couple of things you want to focus on. Where do you live? Where do you want the business? Okay, you got to think about, do people that I live near want their car detailed? Right? Like there's some areas that people might not want their car detailed, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. You got to look for people that could afford it. I think that's a big, demographics.
Right. So so do the research, right? Like, so competition. So how many other car detailing shit? Like if you go to Newport Beach and you're trying to detail cars, I'm sure there's a ton of competition because they know you're washing high-end cars, so they want someone that doesn't fuck up the car. Like, so, where are you trying to get this car detailing business? I think it is, end of the day, it's a marketing scheme, right? Like, if you can figure out a good way to get your, customer acquisition costs down, then you can make money. But end of the day, like, ultimately, it will come down to, customer acquisition cost. How much is it going to cost for me to get that one customer in the door? Everything else I can figure out, water costs, chemicals, products, all this shit can be worked out. But like, if it's costing me, I don't know how to say, like, I would say, like, let's say if I'm charging $75 for a car wash, I am thinking, $30 is going to be my cost for the product and shit, like all that stuff per car wash, right? I got to put the air freshener in. I got to get like the paper towels. I got to get the soap and all this shit, water.
Do little plastic wrap.
Right. So let's just say now you're working with, what is it like? So $75, 30, half of that is gone. So you have like, let's just say give or change like $37 left. Let's say $10 is your lead cost. So you're making like $20. So now you do 5 cars. Well, you're really not making that much money. So you gotta wash like mad cars, dude.
Yeah, but your cost would be spread out over all the cars that you do, right? It's like, your soap wouldn't just be one car. You could do that.
No, but you gotta buy high quality shit. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's how much you gotta get different. You gotta get like a buffer. You gotta get like a buffer cream. Yeah. I'm saying like the overall cost, overall cost per car wash is probably gonna come down to, let's just say, at least $25 to you.
Yeah.
If you're charging, I don't even care how much you're charging. I think if you're doing a good quality car wash, your cost just cost of goods for washing one car is going to come down to like $20-25.
Yeah. So if you're only charging, this one in this case it says $75 is what you're charging. Your buddy there is charging $60, so you might be getting underpaid, man. You got to.
This was before COVID, dude. I don't get my car washed. I work from home. What the fuck? I go to Quack Quack Car Wash, dude. They do like $15 unlimited car wash per month, like. And they got vacuum shell.
$15 unlimited?
Yeah, it's right here, dude.
Unlimited?
15. I think it's $15 unlimited.
No way.
Yeah,
The
unlimited car
shell is
wash.
like $15.
I fucking
man.
hate this shell.
Why?
The hardest fucking in and out, like.
Oh, it's because everything is so.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like it's the smallest gas station, dude. Like, what do you? They didn't need that car wash there. It's like, what the fuck?
Well, it is convenient. It's right across the way.
Speaking of this car detailing thing, right? Like, you know what I saw on TikTok, and I'm like, what the fuck? This guy makes a lot of money, and it is airplane detailing. That's a whole different game.
Yeah, but how do you get into like? I mean,
How do you get
think about trying to find your customers. It's like, you gotta let me onto your airfield and.
I don't know how it works, but I assume you have to somehow get vetted through the airport.
Yeah.
So the airport has to put you on a list of people that fucking clean airplanes, right? I don't think like you are calling these billionaires or these millionaires that are owning planes, but yo, dog, let me wash your fucking. They're not gonna pick up your phone. So I assume there's some sort of a process, but I think there is some level of like, oh, like you gotta clear security. Like there's a certain level of clearance you probably have to get because
they won't just let you walk in.
you're fucking going and doing some shit with that.
Yeah. That's how people smuggle drugs. That's how people do. Yeah.
So, but I watched this guy on TikTok, and he did a detailing job for the airplane, and like it was 2 hours worth of work, and it looked like he did good work. But it was $12,000, and
$12,000 for 2 hours of work.
Yeah.
Oh wow. I mean, I can only imagine like
it was right here. It was on that. I've taken off from that airport all the time. It's that private airport off on John Wayne. Irvine Boulevard.
Yeah. We're at Jet Suite X.
Jet Suite X takes off there. Yeah. So like he's just going through there all the time. I'm like that's a great. If I could do that, dude, you're clearing like $600,000-$700,000 a year.
Easy.
Because he's doing multiple jobs a day.
A day.
Yeah. And he's doing it in LA. He's doing it in Burbank. He's doing it all across.
Dude, yeah, I'll drive 2 hours for
How do you
$12,000 for 2 hours. Yeah,
$6,000. Clean your fucking airplane.
Yeah, dude, just like forget about your $400 an hour, man. Yeah. This guy gets $6,000 an hour. Yeah. Well,
but if you think about it, like, how much, like, what is considered, like, think about what is considered to be a lot of money per hour. If you're making X per hour, that is considered like, oh shit, you're making a lot of fucking money per hour. What is that?
I'm thinking like, I don't know, like an attorney does like $150 an hour. I would say like on average, if you're making more than $300 an hour, it's like you're living well.
That $300 an hour is a lot. But you gotta think about how many hours are they really working at that $300 rate.
Well, I'm assuming at like a normal 40-hour, like you're working like a salary kind of thing.
$300 an hour?
Yeah, so 300 times 40, so it's $12,000 a week. Times 4, so $48,000 a month.
Bro, that's like fucking 500 million.
576, 500 million.
That's like
that guy's a billionaire.
Yeah, and dongs.
$576,000 a year.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, well, I mean,
good.
to be like, I'd say like.
You think there are people that make like $1,000 an hour? Like,
For sure.
What do you got to do? Like, what are you doing? To make $1,000 an hour, like that's your like just, and you're busy, like you that's your fucking. Because I feel like at a certain rate, people charge like like musicians will do like 50 Cent or like Tupac or not Tupac dead.
Not anymore.
Snoop Dogg, right? He said he does like $250,000 if he wants to do like a 2-minute like rap, and it's another 250,000 if it's like
Dude, you're thinking pesos today, man. I don't know.
It's another $250K if it's like 16 bars or some shit.
So I just looked up on ChatGPT professions that make $1,000 an hour.
Attorneys,
trial lawyers, like elite law firms and everything, like O.J. Simpson level. It's
okay.
The glove does fit. You cannot acquit. Specialist surgeons like plastic surgeons, orthopedics.
Wait, you gotta go. Okay, wait, you gotta. So go back up. You see that the elite trial lawyer? You ever heard of this guy named Jay Oma?
Jay Oma. No.
You've never heard of Jay Oma?
No.
Search for Jay Oma. He's on TikTok.
Oh shit!
What?
Oh. It just stopped.
Jay Oma. Technical difficulties. Is it Dunzo? Huh?
It's not dead.
Oh, what happened?
It just turned off. And we're back.
Okay, you got to search for my guy named Jay Oma. And you got to watch a couple of the videos that he's an attorney in Texas. My boy Jay Oma. Yep.
This guy?
Yep. And you got to like watch. What happened? Okay, you got to just watch.
Who's your favorite lawyer?
Jay Oma.
And why am I your favorite lawyer?
Won me a big settlement.
And how much did I get you on the settlement?
Oh, watch the next one.
$120,000.
And was it regarding a car accident case? Hey, G, what are you charged with?
Indecency of a child and
What?
sexual contact.
All right. And how much prison time are you looking at?
20 years.
And were you facing to be put on a sex offender registry list?
Yes, I was.
And what did they accuse you of doing?
Touching the breast of a child and the vagina of a child.
Okay. And so you're probably wondering why I called
So
you. Right?
he just
What the
gets.
fuck, dude? Is this like a child predator? Like, what?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
His whole thing is he gets bad people out of prison. So this guy just a scumbag, right?
Yeah.
So go to the next one, right?
Who's your favorite lawyer?
Jayama, man.
And why am I
So
your
the-
favorite lawyer?
Hey, don't get
The whole thing is like he gets the worst people out of prison.
They were looking charged with felon possession of firearm and a car theft more than 30,000.
Okay. And how much prison time are you looking at total on both of them?
Total 20 each, so that's 40 years.
Okay. And what were you accused of doing?
I was accused of stealing somebody's car and keeping it, crashing it.
Bro, that shit is fucking hilarious. Look at the comments.
Had to
They're like keeping the streets dangerous.
Jim,
So-
please get Luigi
So
out.
his whole thing is he's just getting people that are like super like bad out of prison for like some mistrial bullshit. I don't know if he's a real lawyer, but his whole thing on TikTok is like,
And we were able to locate the possible suspect.
I guess he's just a fucking goat, dude.
When you detained Mr. Billhorn, was he on a bike?
It was not on the bike. It was off on his bike.
Did you see a bike?
I did see a bike. It was under the underside.
I feel like a lot of the times, like being a lawyer is like you are also trapping people, right?
For sure.
Like it's a
There's
lot
a
of it. It's
mental game.
it's like a mental chess game of where you're just like setting up like roads that are like certain ways, and you direct him to a certain path. Like
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's why you have to be such good like logic. You ever taken the
I've never taken the LSAT. No.
well, I mean, if you ever gone to like study the LSAT, it's just a bunch of logic tests.
I'm a
It's
horrible
just standardized test. I don't like standardized
horrible
tests.
standardized test person.
Yeah, I'm not a fan either. I don't blame you.
Yeah, so Jay Oma, dude, if you ever get caught and you're in Texas, go hire Jay Oma.
That's your guy. He will
Yeah.
keep you out of jail.
You can basically do anything. Jay Oma will get you out of prison, dude.
That's wild, man. That is unsanitary.
One of the thing was like, yeah, dude, it was basically the guy got to get away with like offloading someone,
Yeah.
and he's like, he got him out of prison. I was like, holy crap, dude! You
Jayoma.
can't what are you doing? That guy clearly did it.
Yeah. That guy said, I did it. What do you mean accused? I did it.
they found the weapon and shit. Like it's like, what is going on, dude?
Yeah.
Like,
They had a video of this man shooting him in the face. Yeah.
dude, what do you think? So who do you think is the best comedian of all time? Who's your favorite comedian of all time?
Of all time?
Yeah.
Of all time, I think my favorite comedian of all time is probably... I was a big fan of Robin Williams. He was pretty funny.
Okay.
Don Rickles. You know who Don Rickles is?
I do not know who that is.
Don Rickles is a hilarious Italian man.
Oh, I probably know.
You probably seen him, Don Rickles. He's always
Is he
in like,
dead?
the mafia movies. Yeah, he's dead now.
Oh, okay.
Really funny guy. He used to be kind of racist and like abusive towards everybody.
Like,
But that was kind of his humor. He's like, I make fun of everybody, It's
Equally.
Like we're all kind of pieces of crap in our own beautiful way. So I appreciated that. He was pretty funny. Dave Chappelle's hilarious, obviously. I think Dave Chappelle's one of the best.
is he one of the best or is he the best?
I think he's the best right now. Yeah, I think he's the best right now. Dane Cook was pretty funny back in the day.
You gotta watch the.
Carlos Mencia.
Oh no, I got. You gotta watch this.
Not Carlos Mencia. Fluffy. What's Fluffy's? Gabriel Iglesias.
Oh yeah, he's funny. All right. Here, watch this. How do I send you something?
You could text it to me, I think.
You have iPhone thing?
Heck yeah.
I don't have iMessage.
Just send it to me, man. I think I get it.
Is it the RSCC something?
Just send it to me. Yep.
Oh, dude, is it still a green bubble?
No.
Oh, you gotta
Yeah,
watch this. Okay, wait, turn it up. I'll hit you with that Facebook login authentication.
Oh, let me get this in here. So we got a little.
I died, dude. I was literally at the mall.
Something like a reverse OnlyFans. Every day.
Hold on.
Every day, I'll send you a pic of my Johnson, and the only way to make it stop is if you pay me a monthly subscription. I'm planning to drop something like a reverse OnlyFans. Every day, I'll send you a pic of my Johnson, and the only way to make it stop is if you pay me a monthly subscription. I'm planning to drop something like a reverse OnlyFans.
Dude.
Just harass people just kind of. Yeah. Oh, you on OnlyFans? No. I'm on like fans only. It's called. So I abuse all your fans with my naked photos, and for them to no longer receive my explicit photos,
That's such a funny ass fucking thing. It's like someone did that. Do you remember Yik Yak? I don't know if you remember Yik Yak.
Yeah.
Dude, that was like pretty funny, dude. Like Yik Yak was like a good one, dude. Do you remember? Did you ever join any pyramid schemes?
Did I ever join? No.
You never did any pyramid schemes?
I almost did the Herbalife. I almost signed up for Herbalife, but
Okay.
no. None that. Well, yeah, no, not knowingly. No.
I feel like a lot of people, like growing up, especially in college, where a lot of people were on like
Pyramid schemes.
on that one, dude.
I mean, you want to make money quick, and that's like the only way that you could try to like actually get there quickly. You know what I mean? It's like Cutco or all these things of like. But this is also funny. It's a bunch of college kids selling to a bunch of college kids.
Verb.
They have like all their home.
Verb, like.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
Bro.
It's like, but like, can I sell the cans? No, you don't sell the cans. You sell the experience. I'm like,
dude,
well, then why do I have cans? Yeah,
dude, I fucking straight dunked on those guys, dude.
They're like, it cures cancer. I'm like, you can't be saying that. You know, it's like against the law, man. It's like, what?
But hey, like they'll believe anything, though. You know what I'm saying? Like I realize, like you can sell anything as long as you are.
Well, you can't break the law, man. You can't make false
that's
claims.
That's what I'm saying. You can, even if someone has to be able to believe your gullible fucking false claim, dude.
Yeah.
That's on. Like if someone else believes you, and like that's, I don't know. You should like do.
Dude, watch that documentary about the fighter jet, and Pepsi having to pay that guy a fighter jet because they had an advertisement saying if you do X amount of Pepsi, whatever their game, we'll give you a fighter jet. And it was like they thought like, who the hell is gonna ever win that many and do a fighter jet? Well, some autistic dude out there said, I'm gonna do it, and he did that, and he sued Pepsi because he says, no, you advertised it, and
that's
just a picture
you
of
got a fighter jet.
I think they ended up just paying him like the amount of a fighter jet. He settled, but he fought for it for a while. That's awesome. Oh,
let me,
Mr. Bean.
You think if I go live and lie back? This one did pretty well, dude. This is funny. Let's just keep this one.
We had 144
We
likes.
should do every single one like this.
Our life. We were so confused. They're like, what the hell am I watching?
Dude, this is hilarious. Did you ever seen his movies?
Mr. Bean's?
Yeah.
Of course.
Like, it was called Mr. Beans, right?
Mr. Bean's Adventure. It was like National Lampoons, but yeah. Everything like Mr. Bean.
You know, those are all one of these spoof movies, right?
What do you mean?
That's a spoof movie.
It's like making fun of other
James
movies?
Bond.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
Austin Powers is a spoof movie on James Bond too.
Yeah.
If you think about it, like scary movie, I think that's like also like
That's a spoof movie of all. Yeah.
Screams, right? Like
spoof movies do pretty well.
There was a time when they were doing a lot and just kind of got overdone.
Yeah.
They started making a lot like around 2007, 2012. I'm like, what is going on, dude?
Like,
they had one on every single thing. They had Narnia. They had like a fucking...
It's like one on 300 and everything like that. It's like, we don't...
That shit was funny.
Yeah. So we don't necessarily need this, you know what I mean? It's like...
Hey, we got a follow. No, we got a person that's watching. Hey, give a follow, dude. Give a follow. Hey. Mr. Bean here.
They're like, what the heck am I watching? I didn't sign up for this.
Dude, that's trippy as fuck, though, dude. Da-na-na-na-na.
See, if you put your eye... Whoa. You put your eyes down a little bit, it's like...
Dude, we can totally do this shit. Say some absurd shit. And people would know.
Yeah.
Dude, that is fucking... Dude, oh shit. Dude, my face came off.
That's how you ruined the identity. Yeah.
Oh shit. I'm dying, dude.
That's crazy.
Let's see something else. Let's try a different one.
Dude, this is too much.
We should do like a different one each day.
Hey.
That one was the only one that kind of stuck on both.
Yeah, on both people, huh? This one's like, oh, there we go.
Hi.
Oh, how do you do that?
Dude, you know they do bingo nights here?
Yeah. Oh, I can't go to bingo night tonight. I gotta,
Imagine like if we're just like if we're like two old folks that were just crushing it on Call of Duty right now.
Well, you haven't seen the video of the old lady who? Yeah.
It's a guy. It's like a military dude, and then these one's funny, dude. And I think we should just do like balls, like on the chin. Oh, dude, TikTok.
That's the only one that had allowed two, huh?
Huh?
That's the only one that had two.
No, this one does too. What did it do?
I think it makes it look good.
Oh shit!
Don't allow.
Dick pics.
Yeah.
Oh shit, dude! It like fucking cleared on my face.
Make a finger heart.
Oh,
yeah.
Dude, imagine on the YouTube one.
Quack, 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 quack.
People are gonna think you're like Tourette's.
What's Oscar doing? Why does he keep doing that?
People are like, this is, oh, that's fucking hilarious. Huh. No, that's not funny, Oscar. Don't make fun of that.
Wait, make fun of what? This is everything I ever dreamed of.
Dude, imagine every podcast we should have a segment where it's like 5 minutes with the fucking crows.
I just crow at people. I'm just like, look at the react. Every time I react.
Oh, you know what we should do? We should invite somebody to like come with us and debate. And as soon as you don't like what they say. Yeah, I feel like if you do shit like that, people love to come and argue like with you. You know what I mean?
Just to cut them off. Yeah. Like you're wrong.
You're wrong. There has to be a way to like what's the requirement?
Do we gotta get
Oh, so we gotta go live on 3 separate days. Oh, so next time we'll hit it.
Heck yeah, brother.
Okay.
You're just tripping me out.
Oh, how do you get rid of this? Oh shit, you're stuck.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh. Dude, so are you gonna watch One Piece?
I have to now, man. It's like that's the video that's doing so well. Everyone's been watching One Piece, and
You know what you should do? Just to like kind of, I'm just gonna. How the fuck do you change this now, dude? We're so fucked. No, you should watch the show first.
not the movie.
No, watch there is the there is the live action adaptation. Just watch that because that's they does a pretty good job of like explaining the
overall story.
It's quicker too. Or I mean, because the problem with the whole One Piece is like the pacing is so bad. There's so many like fucking filler.
It's slow. Yeah.
The pacing is very slow because he's doing a lot of building.
But it gives you a better idea about the whole.
There's a lot of shit,
world
like
and
right,
everything
like. But
like
I feel like things really don't pick up till like the fucking 100th episode.
No, so it's very slow.
Yeah, but if you watch the show, like if you watch the TV show, and you finish the entire TV show, you're like, okay, like you can start right after the first saga's done, and then it starts to pick up a little bit faster. But dude, it's fucking epic, dude. It's I would say, yeah, one of the best things ever.
I gotta start watching it. Yeah, it's like something to check out, a new thing. Yeah, but yeah, I think we did good. The TikTok went well today.
Yeah. Are we going to the World Cup?
Hell yeah, brother. 2026. I gotta book the
tickets.
Yeah, apparently they got a special deal in like Mexico or something where you could book like.
How much are the tickets?
The ticket prices haven't come out yet. I don't think.
How much do you think they'll be?
$500 probably.
You think?
Yeah.
No, I feel like it's gonna be more than that.
No, well, I mean, I think like the cheapest tickets will be $500.
Interesting.
I think they'll have tickets that go way more than that, but $500 will be the base. They're saying like you could reserve your tickets, and in Mexico they're charging about 1,200 pesos just to. It's like reserve a spot. So if your country makes it to the final, you'll have first dibs on buying those final tickets.
So Tijuana has a stadium too?
No.
The
Actually, they do have a stadium in TJ. It's like right on the water. It's pretty cool. But it was 1,200 pesos, which is what? It's like $50.
Okay.
$55 to reserve, just to reserve
can you
the
just
opportunity.
change what your team is as you get closer?
No,
like, hey,
no.
my team is this.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
It's like you're putting.
Boom, my mom's team is this. Like,
All of a
there's like
sudden,
10 jerseys.
I'm not Mexican. I'm actually Italian. You're like, what?
Do the accent with the New York accent.
Bibbidi bobbidi boo, you know.
Have you seen these guys on TikTok and they react to like people making pasta, and every time someone fucks it up, they like lose their shit.
Like, someone snaps it.
They lose their shit. Like, so let it, like, and then a lot of chefs do it to kind of just piss them off sometimes.
Yeah.
Or like it's like a made for them.
Yeah.
And then what they do is, let's say if it's an Italian chef, let's say if it's like an Indian chef, they'll go and they'll do something to like an Indian dish, like a famous Indian dish. They'll like fuck it up.
Or like get it back at
if it's like a Japanese chef, they'll fuck up a sushi or something. It's just like, all right, like,
it's like, that's not how you do it. Well, that's not how you cook pasta, man. It's like, hey, tit for tat, as they would say.
You think it's better in Italy? You think there's better? You think it's better?
Pasta?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
The ingredients, man. The wheat, the water.
Does that make it better? Like what? Like
yeah.
It's just that's just how an Italian pasta tastes. It's not better.
Well, yeah,
is it better?
The grain is different. Yeah. From the seed, bro. Think about it. We're eating genetically modified grains constantly. It just doesn't have the same taste. It looks beautiful.
So you think if someone
doesn't have the same taste,
brought the stuff over here in the States and made it?
Well, a lot of people do that in their high-end like Italian restaurants to try to make it better. Well, but then you have the aspect of water. So it's like pizza. Like people in New York argue and claim they have the best because of the water that they get. People in Italy say the same thing, but water has to do a big aspect of like the pH
like moisture and like stuff in the area.
Who would have thought something as simple as water? But hey, that's life.
Yeah.
But man, this is episode 7. I don't even
6, 7.
It's 7. Episode 7 now. I think on the next one maybe we should bring in a guest.
Who, dude? Who's the guest?
We should convince Beto.
Beto Slickety Rickety, dude.
Beto Slick will be our first guest.
All right, you heard it here. We'll clip it and send it to Brett. Jamie.
I'm going to keep sending him a picture of my junk until he accepts the offer.
the reverse only.
Yeah. That's such a tactic.
That's such an insane idea. Like I heard that shit and I started dying. And I was like, that's fucking hilarious. But also, like, that's one of the things that's out there, like, on the whole niche of like faceless content, right?
No, I'm sure that's highly illegal. You can't be sending people nude photos.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Yeah, that's illegal. What I'm saying is like that video. Like if you saw the video, it's Kanye West saying it. Yeah. And it's not really Kanye West, it's like AI done by Kanye West. But that video has like millions of views. Yeah, yeah. And now you can just, you can literally go find Kanye West talking about something, clip that, and then put this sound and fix the voice a little bit and speed it up. People believe that shit. Oh, Kanye West said this stuff? What?
Dude, AI has become crazy, man. It's like, I mean, I'll be honest, like, even some of the TikToks, I even have to kind of take a second look and say, is this real?
Like deepfake?
Yeah.
Deepfake's fucking crazy, dude.
Nuts. There are, like, small signs that you can kind of tell, like, the lips kind of move a different way or, like, a different color, but it's getting a lot harder to be able to, like, actually see, hey, this is not real.
So, for one of my channels, right, so, like, selling on TikTok, selling faceless content on TikTok. Like, imagine if you're a faceless channel, how do you sell on TikTok? So basically, there's this app out there where you take the product link from TikTok Shop or YouTube or whatever, you plug the product link in there, and it would creates a video with the product, with someone explaining that product, a human. Mm. So it looks like it's like, oh shit, like basically like they're doing all the work. Like, think about it. It's already there. Like, like stuff like that. That is insane.
Yeah, yeah.
You basically have to... You can automate all that. You can, like, build out, a couple of agents and stuff and, like, able to do those tasks remotely and just, like...
That's going to be the weird next thing. Is, like, we're going to be bombarded with content just built by AI and everything like that. It's, like, from all different angles now. It's, like, if there wasn't a lot of content before, you're going to get hit with 10 times more now, Fake podcasts, fake videos, deep fakes.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know.
One of the things that I did during Christmas was I sold a bunch of like ornaments, and they were like Trump ornaments, right? And I had him voice like I found his voice. I used 11 Labs, and I made the voice clone, and I used that to promote the fucking thing.
Didn't you get kicked off of TikTok for that though? Or didn't they?
I did. Yeah, I did get kicked off. Don't do that. But the point is, this shit's hilarious. Like you just do that, and I feel like, the only reason I got kicked off is not because I did that, is because you can't use celebrity to endorse a product. That's illegal. Like,
so if you weren't selling anything, then technically you'd be totally okay.
Yeah, because you see that shit all the time. They can't ban you for that's fucking, what do you call it?
Freedom of speech?
Yeah, like First Amendment, bro. Like,
I guess so. Yeah, they're a public figure and everything like that.
Yeah, you just can't, like, it can't be saying like Trump, like, it sounded like Trump was endorsing the
it's like, buy these ornaments. These are my ornaments.
Yeah. That's literally what it said.
Yeah.
These are the best ornaments. Yeah. Like, I was like, okay.
I guess I could see how it got banned. Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's valid reason.
Yeah.
But it sold like a shit ton, dude. It sold like 50 ornaments.
There you go. Yeah, just
this video went like it got like almost like 50,000 views.
Dude, Trump goes viral, man. He's like good, better, and different. People want to.
Yeah, but there's people that love him, and there's people that don't like him.
Hate him.
I
don't think we should be.
No, yeah.
Yeah, they use the hate as a strong word, and they believe that's a strong word. So,
what do you think? Like, okay, I'm fairly like bipartial and kind of this kind of stuff, right? Like, but like there are people like that are like, oh, he's not my president, right? Like, does that work?
I don't know. I subscribe to the idea of like, no matter who the president is, like I'm a U.S. citizen, so they are technically my president, no matter what. It's like good, better, and different. Just holding my ears and covering my eyes and shaking my head doesn't make anything go away. Though I do believe being critical doesn't make you unpatriotic or anti or anything like that. It's like, I think of it like your own family. If you saw your brother or your mother or your father doing drugs, wouldn't you be critical? Wouldn't you say, what the fuck are you doing? Like, knock it off. Like, if they're killing themselves, it's like you would try your best in every way to make them the best person, right? So I don't think being critical is bad, but I think you do have to really yeah, you have to embrace the good, bad, and the ugly. You're part of the same boat. You know,
Right,
we're all
like
going the same thing.
it's like again, like I feel like there was a process. We all went. Whoever decided to go, they all went and they voted, and the majority of the people said, "Hey, like," or however our system is set up. Yeah. The democracy said the guy won.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think he did anything illegal. I think he just won fair and square. More people wanted him in than the other candidate. End of the day,
the real thing is like we should ask ourselves, like, why is that the case? Not be mad at him, per se, but like, why was?
How did we get here?
Yeah, why was he so successful? Yeah. What kind of triggered all of these dominoes to kind of be like, why are people so angry?
There's a sense of like patriotism. I think there's a big swing of like that.
Well, yeah,
like think about it like
protectionism that comes with the tariffs of like America first and everything.
Right. There's that idea of like, and I feel like that happens every so often. Like, isolationists. We want to like close our doors. We want to like focus on us and like like. But I feel like that doesn't really work from like a geo-global political landscape because you're the top dog.
Every time that's happened, we lose. We have nothing to gain from that.
The top dog can't be like, hey, I'm just going to focus on myself.
Yeah.
Think about if you're the heavyweight champion in the world, right? Like you are fucking the goat. Yeah. And then you are, and then
they won't let you retire. You can't just retire. You can't. It's like being El Chapo. You think El Chapo could one day say like, I think I've sold enough drugs and I made enough billions of dollars. I think I'm just going to retire on the beach. No, dude, someone's going to come and murk him and his family, like, immediately, just to say, like, I don't want to have El Chapo on the block anymore.
No, that's not even that. It's like, think of like, you're the heavyweight champion of the world. You are refusing to let go of your belt.
Yeah.
You're like, people are like, hey, then just fucking retire. Let go of your belt, Other people, China, whatever, will take power, whatever. And they're like, no, taking this home. And you can't have it either.
The day I die.
You can't have it either. And it's like, what are we doing? Like, you can't do that because you are the most influential piece of the puzzle.
You could do whatever you want, man.
So it's
like we proved. We make the rules.
Yeah, we fucking make the rules. I guess
we make the rules. We made this belt. We get to keep this belt.
Yeah,
that's ultimately what it boils down to.
That's funny. There's been. You heard about India, Pakistan?
Dude, they're about to start a war, man. World War III is about to happen because.
Yeah, did you see the video?
No.
Dude, I saw the video
of them like shooting them.
Yeah, so apparently, like it's some park area.
Yeah.
And these like extremists just come and just mow down fucking ton of people, dude.
No.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And it is literally like holy. It was similar to that of like that event in
Israel.
Israel.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like this.
It's like a party or something.
Down,
like
yeah.
Oh man,
it was brutal.
I've been seeing more videos of that event in Israel and everything like that, and it's pretty nuts to kind of see it. Like,
yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I just think that kind of behavior is like
unacceptable.
Yeah, not condoned. But here's my 2 cents in this whole thing with India, Pakistan is like people don't.
Whose side are you on?
Whose side am I on?
You're on the Nepal side.
Here's my thing, like, okay, you know what this is? This is my honest opinion. The British totally fucked the situation up, just like they did in
everywhere,
Israel, Palestine, just like they did in Hong Kong and China, just like this whole Taiwan business that's happening. The British has just like constantly fucked this situation up for the last 70 years ago. 80 years ago, I don't know, since 1944.
A little bit longer.
Well, we're that time frame, right? Like, and that is creating massive problems. One was like, you guys didn't partition India well.
Yeah.
You did not partition when the British left India, you guys just dipped, just drew a fucking line and said, you take this, and done. That's not how borders are made. There's people, there's races, there's ethnicities, cultures, right?
Yeah.
That same thing with like, okay, we're just gonna drop a bunch of people that we did wrong during World War II, Germany.
The idea of Israel,
and then we're gonna put them there. Like what? Like wait, what about people that already lived there? Like like
the idea of Israel started. And people forget this that Israel started before World War II. It was already put into motion in 1937. Post World War II is when the United States got on board and said, fine, yeah, we'll do it and we'll help you because of the atrocities in World War II. But they're already setting out in motion this whole idea of finding Israel and all kind of going back to the motherland.
Was this ever a part of like hey, like, you know, since Germany did all the wrong, like we will give part of like Germany to you guys, and you know, that's where you can build like.
See, they could have.
Why wasn't that part of the partition, like, you know, talks that ever, like, I feel like that was like the most optimal thing that could have.
Because they don't want to lose either.
Just avoided this whole situation like you have here, like, right? Like,
that's a whole mess.
What do you think about it? If you could go back in time, like, right? And you could go, let's say you could go back like few times. So you go back like 4 or 5 times. So you go like 5 times, right? Where would you go back, and how drastically do you think the impact would be in the future, given that, like, you know, we're not in that, like, you change something, alternate reality shows up and all that nonsense. It would change now in this timeline. Where are you going back, and like what events would like drastically be like shit, like the entire landscape of the world is like, or would the events just happen regardless? Even though you intervene, and things would just happen as it was going to happen anyways.
Well, I asked myself, would I intervene, or would I just kind of take advantage of the situations that I already know?
Oh, so you don't give a shit about humankind?
Not necessarily that, but again, the question is, if I don't do this, what are the ripple effects? Because it's like, what's that idea, the metaphor that the flaps of a butterfly causes a tsunami across the world or something like that?
Right.
So, like, what are the ripple effects of my action if I try to change something? It could be far worse.
It could be far worse. That's for me and you to decide.
But that's a bet, right? The bet is, it's really 50-50. Is it going to be a better outcome or a not so good outcome?
Right.
Or I could take it from the perspective of, I already know the outcome. How can I make it better to where we reap the benefits? So it's a win.
Who's we? We as in you, Oscar Diaz.
Well, I guess if I'm making those kinds of decisions, I'm making investments for like generations. It's like I go back to, I don't know, maybe post World War II, and I buy Volkswagen when it only cost $1. You know, I don't know, some dumb stuff like that.
I think, like, okay, not
or Apple
sounding like a cynic or like an evil person, I guess, but like to drastically change things, you'd have to off a couple of people, right?
Somebody else is going to have to die. Yeah. You're not going to, like, yeah.
Like, for you to, like, let's just say, like, for a hypothetical example, right? Like, you were there.
You had to kill Hitler. That means you got to kill Hitler. Yeah.
No, I was like, say, like, okay, that's an example, right? You had an opportunity just to, like, get, you know, send him off.
What does that mean?
Would, like, you could you use your powers. You fucking got behind him.
Abracadabra, adios.
You got behind him, and you had an opportunity to just, you know, off him. How
you got to off him, or you just like...
He does not exist anymore, dude.
I see.
So where... You think we would not go into World War II? Or you think World War II would still happen, you know, like how much different would it would have been?
I don't know. I mean, I think World War II maybe would have eventually happened. Maybe the same atrocities wouldn't have happened. You know?
But I think the war eventually would have happened.
Yeah, I don't know. Germany had gone and fought the world once before that. You know, it's like, it wasn't like an unprecedented thing. You know what I mean? It's like they had done it once before.
Okay. Let's go further back. So that would impact it. But you wouldn't impact that much history because, you know, that's only so you'd impact the last 50 years, 70 years.
Since
1940. I feel like you would impact a ton of stuff, like, you know, going forward, like, well, maybe, like... You know,
so it's like changing that, for example. So it's like, let's say that wouldn't have happened, the U.S. wouldn't probably been an economic superpower that it is today.
Correct.
Right? Period. So it's like, all of the opportunity... Probably one of, like, Germany or Japan, probably. Because Japan wouldn't have gone to war.
You don't think?
They probably wouldn't. No, they wouldn't have gone to war by themselves.
Well, think about it. Japan. You don't think, because the U.S. was putting a lot of pressure in Japan at that time through, like, embargoes on oil and stuff. They didn't have a choice
because they were like invading China and like everything.
Yeah, but they had to. They needed a resource.
Sure, but
I would think Japan. I think all this should still go down. I just think that you're right. The atrocity would not have happened.
Yeah. I don't think it would have been as big of a thing.
Yeah, I think he would have got squashed quickly, you know?
Well, I mean, I don't even think. I mean, I think there would have been a war maybe in Japan, maybe, but it wouldn't have. We wouldn't have dropped atomic bombs, for example. We wouldn't like. There's a lot of things that kind of came out of those events. I don't know. Even if you look at like Germany in World War II, the testing that came out of the scientific tests they did on human beings have good, bad, or indifferent impacted a lot of things that we understand today about like the limitations of the human body. You know, just because they tested it on actual human bodies, you know, like how cold can someone get? How hot can
Right.
someone get? You know, it's like,
What do you? So going further back, like what do you think would have a drastic impact? So okay, often him would have a drastic impact. Who else?
I don't know, something like Jesus Christ or like Muhammad or
They would just
like,
come back.
what do you mean? If Muhammad was a prophet or Jesus was a prophet, if you stop the prophet from being the prophet, who becomes a prophet? Some other
Okay, so I
prophet.
mean, yeah, those people would have significant impact for sure. But like they're, you know,
We wouldn't have the
omnipotent.
we wouldn't have the Crusades. We wouldn't have the Spanish
It's
Inquisitions.
done.
We wouldn't have. Yeah, I mean, because in the name of what? They
Yeah.
did in the name of God, you know. So it's like in the name of what? The Roman Catholic Church. Never. Think.
Damn.
Yeah.
What would happen? You think they would be slow? You think it would be good, bad? Because of Christianity, you know, like that's where Rome was preserved.
A lot of people have died
You know
in
what
the
I'm
name
saying?
of Christianity. Yeah.
I don't know, but think about it like this, right? Like because of that Christianity, Constantine made Constantinople the capital of the Western Roman Empire, and moved a lot of history over. So when Rome did get burned,
Eastern.
when Rome did get burned, a lot of stuff was moved. So a lot of history was like saved. A lot of things say like the Library of Alexandria, right? There was so much history there, and it got burned. You know how much like they probably had how they built the pyramids there. You know, like they probably wrote that kind of stuff down. Like thousands of years of history just gone.
And there's a lot of that in history. I mean, again, speaking of the Catholic religion, the during the Inquisition,
I think that would have the greatest impact, though. Like with those two folks.
taking them out of the
Yeah,
and there was a billion followers today.
Yeah,
each
that
one.
would create a huge impact. How
Moses.
much slower? You
Think
it'd
about
be,
this,
like-
Moses.
right?
Imagine you did take Moses out of Egypt and he didn't take. He didn't free the slaves. There would
Also,
be
like,
no. He didn't part the
these-
Red Sea.
Are these folks real too? You know, like I
Who
always
knows?
wonder. Like,
We'll
you know,
go back and find out.
you know, like I guess there's some cave, right? He was buried in a cave somewhere, like Jesus, and then he rose, right? That was the whole story.
What happened to Moses? I don't really know
A
the
lot,
story.
lot of the stories, like, you know, I don't know. What I do know is if you, let's say if it was Isaac Newton, what would happen in that case? Like, how slow would growth be? Or do you think someone else would pick it up? Someone else would, like, or you think he's once in, like, you know, lifetime generational talent that, like, fuck, like 100 years, 200 years have, like, ass, like, because of him, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question.
Because think about it, like, if you think about this, like, Isaac Newton he came up with the idea of, like,
Gravity.
the motion, right? The laws of motion, laws of gravity and stuff. But to explain that, you would have to come up with an
He
entire new
invented.
mathematics.
He invented calculus.
Right. You have to come up with the
yeah.
entire, like, you know, like the area underneath the curve is what you're measuring when an apple comes. You know what I'm saying? Like how much, like the speed of the apple, like all this stuff, like, and then you have to think about, well, like you 500 years ago, right? He has to figure out gravity is different here than over there.
Mm-hmm.
Like think about, like, how do you explain that? How do you explain that to, like, the hypocrisy of, like, the church at that point, right?
Yeah. It's like outside of these pressures, there's another area that gravity is different.
Sun is not, the Earth is not in the middle.
Yeah.
Blasphemy, you speak. Like, what? Like,
Yeah.
So, and then he did all that before he was like 25 or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's a few folks out there who have kind of like really changed the world, you know, as we know it. You know, but
that's it.
I don't know. I guess like would someone else do it? But I don't know.
Yeah. All right, dude. Let's cut this out.
All right. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you soon.
TikTok live.